COVID-19 is an infection that can cause symptoms like the flu, including fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. Some people don't develop any symptoms, but for those that do, most will get better with rest and time. There is no need to see a doctor if you have mild symptoms, such as a fever and a cough. However, if you also have trouble breathing or catching your breath, or are elderly, pregnant, have a condition that can weaken your immune system, or have other major medical problems, then please call your doctor.
With things like the Trump travel ban to and from European countries, I'm sure that's affected tourism a lot.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
Let's actually check some of the flights from LAX. Just looking at the flights, you'll see a lot of deals because no one is traveling right now. Usually when you purchase your airplane ticket, you're supposed to do it at least 2 to 3 months in advance. I just went to next month in April, and look at all the deals. Check this out. Las Vegas is $41. That's $52 than usual. New York, $75. $217 than usual. So all this green is just the great deals. Tokyo, still kind of expensive. Miami, Honolulu's pretty great. Phoenix, Cancun, Dallas, $75, Denver, $64, Sacramento, New Orleans, $80. With countries like Italy on lockdown, you'll see some of the citizens just stuck in their houses, singing, trying to make the best of the situation. With that media going around, I want to see how it has affected Los Angeles. So now we're going to go to some of the most popular tourist attractions in LA, downtown LA, Santa Monica, and the Hollywood area. And we're going to go to those places and see how they are with coronavirus lockdown in effect. Technically, we aren't on lockdown, but I think we are in the initiation phase. Some of the bigger cities are in the acceleration phase. So let's go to some of the most popular areas in Los Angeles and see how tourism has been affected by the coronavirus scare. And I think the rain does add to the post-apocalyptic feel and look of the city, but overall it seems almost normal, maybe a little bit less people because of the rain, and I think that's the main reason why we're seeing less people. While on this mission in going to different cities, we're also going to be looking for hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and anything else that's sold out. First up, Walgreens. Walgreens is your typical drugstore. There wasn't a crazy crowd, but they were out of certain things. So almost all the canned food is sold out. They were out of certain over-the-counter medications, sanitation products, and toilet paper. I checked out a small grocery store next door. No sanitation products there either. They were out of a lot of food. I could feel the craziness there for sure. The lines were long, but I did see toilet paper. Didn't buy any though. Okay, let's go to the next city, Hollywood. There weren't as many people walking around in Hollywood, but the numbers were still higher than I expected. It seemed like the majority of people walking around were 18 to 50. Even though the mortality rate of this age group is low, if they catch the virus, why would you risk catching it and giving it to someone who has a higher mortality rate? So now we're at the pier. It's the same result as we were in the car. Still very crowded kind of, but not as crowded as usual. And again, I don't know if that's because of the rain or if it's because of the scare. The crowds in Santa Monica were much worse. Everyone in my real life I've talked to understands the importance of social distancing, so it was surprising to see a large number of people not care. Social distancing doesn't mean don't go outside and get exercise. You should do that, it's important. Being far enough from others on the beach is fine, but being in a crowd like this is risky. Okay, let's just sit right here. Hopefully I'm in frame and everything. So it's been a few days since I filmed those clips. At that time, things were serious, as in schools were closed, people were encouraged to socially distance themselves from other people to discourage the spread of the virus. I definitely took social distancing very seriously. When I filmed those clips, I was in the car. When I was in the Santa Monica area, I used a very long lens, so I wasn't near any people. So why has it been a few days since I filmed? Well, work. So first of all, I'm fortunate enough to be able to work from home most of the time, but this March was just the time where I had to go out. Now, if I was well off, I would be socially distancing myself, but you know, sometimes some of us have to pay bills, and that's very unfortunate. That's why I don't really judge anyone for going out and about, unless it's pretty obvious that they're not doing that stuff for work. So I was at work for a few days and I was very detached from anything going on online. And wow, it's funny how things can increase in seriousness fast in just a few days. Non-essential businesses are closed, no more bars and clubs in LA, restaurants are only drive-through and pick up and take out, whatever. My worry has definitely increased. Like I said, I did take social distancing very seriously when I was at that grocery store. I didn't want to be there for that long because of how cramped things were and how many people were like in my space. But I should have just shopped there and got my stuff, because the CDC recommends that people stock up on food and medication for at least 2 weeks. I went to work, wasn't home, and I was relying on Amazon Fresh, which is a service that delivers groceries straight to your house. I should have just got the groceries at that store, because now, for some reason, Amazon Fresh doesn't deliver to my address. It's so weird because once upon a time they did. I even tried to change the address to my aunt's house because apparently they delivered there, but it said no delivery times available. And that really worries me. The supply and demand of things, people hoarding things they don't need. They act like it's a zombie apocalypse when in reality you're actually just needing enough food for 2 weeks because, you know, you want to self-isolate and not interact with many people at this time. So now, instead of relying on Amazon Fresh, I have to go out and get grocery stores tomorrow morning. I'm not going to do it right now because I feel like it's too late. Hopefully everything is back restocked tomorrow morning. This definitely has me a bit worried. Okay, it is now March 19th, 2020. We're here at a Walmart and we're gonna go grocery shopping. Hopefully it's not too crazy, but we're gonna switch to phone cam because we're not allowed to film. Around 10:30 a.m., Walmart is pretty dead. I didn't see any crowds. Despite this, they were still out of certain items like baby products and feminine hygiene products. Hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes are, of course, also out of stock. By 11, the crowd picked up, as I expected.
The crowd is finally picking up. Damn.
Meat products weren't exactly out of stock, but certain meats were. I really wanted turkey burger, but couldn't get any. The rice and beans were gone. People were stocking up on canned food.
Everyone is obviously fighting for some cans and shit.
But I was able to grab a few cans myself. Overall, even though Walmart was out of certain items, we're definitely not in a food shortage, and people shouldn't be panicking and hoarding items they don't need. I don't have any hand sanitizer, so that's just 100% alcohol. My skin is gonna dry out so fast. Well, that was a successful trip to the grocery store. It wasn't as bad as I expected. Limiting items really helped, but I think it was successful. There was a few items that were missing, but not too bad, to be honest. So right now it's 7 p.m. We're gonna go check out some of the most touristy cities in LA. Well, actually, we're just gonna go to downtown LA and see how everything is. And right now, there is absolutely no traffic. This is actually pretty good. Right now, we're heading to Chinatown. As you know, anything Asian has a stigma around it right now, so we're gonna check that out and see what's up. Looking from the streets right now, seems like it's a little bit empty. Even though it's 7 p.m., usually there's still people roaming around. Okay. Don't have a tripod. Hopefully this works. Oh my god, no. Obviously, seeing the city empty like that made me uneasy, but also being able to get groceries helped me ease my mind a lot too. Social media makes things look worse than it actually is, but also this isn't something that you should take lightly. There's this really good video by Vox highlighting the importance of social distancing. Although the mortality rate for COVID-19 is lower in certain age groups, it is also much more contagious than the flu. Now that fact is really important because if it is much more contagious than the flu, that means more people will be going to the hospital system and overwhelming that system. That means less treatment for a number of people, which equals to deaths that could have been avoided if the system weren't so overwhelmed. I've been seeing a lot of dumb, healthy people online not caring because all they think about is themselves, apparently.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion.
Anyway, this is a much different video than usual, less analyzation for sure, because frankly, I don't think it's right, or I don't think you can analyze an event that's currently going on. Maybe later down the road we can, but not at this moment. This is more of a documentation process, which is equally as important. Everyone, stay safe, wash your hands, we're all in this together.